Hi, my name's Diane Gattermann, and if you've been following my videos, you know that I'm also a psychotherapist, and I'm a marital and family therapist, and I'm also a bariatric surgery patient, which is to say, a weight loss surgery patient. I decided to start posting videos because I thought it's really limited the information that's out there from health professionals. They seem to be either very jargony or filled with stats, and I don't know if I've actually seen anything that's posted by people who had the surgery themselves. I found this journey, like to be doing this, really fascinating. Um, you know, it, I've been journaling the whole time that I've been doing this and thinking, wow, okay, this is really a mind twister. And I could easily see how someone going through this is, just on this really wild roller coaster ride. I'm sure if you're on it or have been reading about it and you're pre-op, you realize, wow, this plays a number on people. What I find really interesting is that I still follow YouTubers out there who are posting on the weight loss surgery, and one of the people I follow is Mellie May. If you've been looking at videos, out there on weight loss surgery, you may have come across her. I tend to like the things she says because she's quite humble and very sweet, and has just a lot of insightful things to say, and is just so honest, which I just love. So you know that being said, hats off to you, Mellie May, and all the other people out there who are putting up videos, because it's just, really, uh, I think it really helps people on that journey. Um, Recently, Mellie May posted about how when you're a weight loss surgery patient, you're never normal. You're never normal. You're someone who has had the surgery, and you can't ever pretend that you didn't. You can't really forget that you're a weight loss surgery patient. You can't forget that you were, some time ago really, really struggling with weight, and that you probably have to be, I think for the most part, a success story is someone who has been vigilant on their post-op journey, and who has been very mindful and very aware of what they are doing and have some kind of plan, some kind of plan that they're following. You can't ever just go, oh, I'll just do what I want. It's not, you can do it. You can do whatever you want to do, but it's not going to lead you down a path of, to get to wherever it is that you want to get to. Um, she actually compared it to, which I thought was so interesting. She compared it to being a cancer patient, which obviously, I'm sure that Mellie May meant it in the way I took it, which was, not to say the struggles are equal, because having cancer is a life-threatening illness. Not that obesity isn't, because it can be. But once you have cancer, even if you're in remission, you're aware that you were diagnosed with cancer, and you are aware that your life will never be the same, even if you're in remission forever. And I truly wish that of anyone who has been diagnosed with cancer, that you're aware that it could come back and that you've suffered from this. And I think, patients who've undergone weight loss surgery have that sense too, that they were someone who struggled with obesity, who traveled down the road of being judged and feeling not so good, health-wise, and just, their self-esteem, and so many, many issues. Um, there's so much prejudice and so on. You never stop being a weight loss surgery patient. You never forget that you went through a very difficult and hard time. And I think that there's part of most weight loss surgery patients who want to be normal And in that normal, just do what you want and, eat what you want and not have to exercise and not have to think about how much protein you're eating and how much you're drinking and all this stuff. And be also mindful of what you're thinking and, socially what's going on and all the other stuff. But really, you can't, because your stomach has been totally rearranged. And there are many cases. I've heard recently that the statistic is 30% of weight loss surgery patients regain the weight. I happen to be exposed to the research here, so that was a high number. That was a high number, but not as bad as it could be. And that means, focus on 70% of people did not. And that's important to focus on. That being said, it makes you realize, like, you have to be on top of your game. And there is the sense of living with this fear that what if things, creep back? What if I gain the weight? I'm almost at the 10-month post-op period, and I'm still checking it out. Like, how does this work? And trying to be mindful and trying to be kind to myself and not be judgmental of myself, which I find just fascinating at how this all works. And I think one of the things that really comes into play with this is the sense of believing that you're on the right path and believing you can do it and be mindful of all that. In fact, today, usually I film in my office just because I know it's going to be quieter if there's not heavy traffic outside. That it generally is going to be a quieter situation to be filming in here, and I usually film in my other chair, which is farther away from the window. But today I was moved to be here because I was thinking about, I don't know if you can see it there, my Believe stone that I have on my windowsill. And my air conditioner, which I just want to say that it's, I'm in Montreal, Quebec, which is in Canada. And I just want to throw in that it's 13 degrees outside, and it is June, folks. It is like June 9th, and that's like 55 degrees Fahrenheit. It is cold out there. A couple weeks ago, well, about a month ago, we had snow. Anyways, I digress. I'm coming back to the topic, and the topic is believing. I'm going to believe it's not going to snow and it's going to get warmer. But the other thing is, this whole process is all about believing that if you do the right things, whatever's right for your body and for your mind. I don't think it's a cookie cutter mold like, okay, we all do the same thing and it's going to work. Because I think what other people would do would drive me crazy. I have to be very mindful of how I want to do this and to make it right, and not for it to be this negative authoritarian voice in my head about I have to do this, but to really think about what do I want to do, and to believe that my body will just react in the best way by me trusting myself and following my own instincts. And being mindful of what is required, what the surgery team has suggested, and then kind of putting it all together. And to be mindful that, yeah, I am a weight loss surgery patient, and I'm never not going to be that. I will always have to watch what I eat, be mindful of the protein that goes in me and the water that I'm drinking, and the exercise that I'm doing, and to not get caught up in all the craziness that could happen by focusing on the wrong things, which is focusing just on the scale and not how I feel inside, and whether I feel I'm doing things that are making me feel more healthy. So if you have some thoughts, I'd love for you to go to my Facebook page or my website, which is listed below, and post some comments to me. I'd love to know what you think about that. Okay, so that's all for today. Take care and good health to you.